Hello, and welcome back to Belmont Bunch. If you follow me on Twitter, you might know that I missed most of the game. All the interesting parts of the game. I had a softball game tonight. We split our doubleheader. I know you didn't ask. Anyway, this is a weird one. So, I got to see up to, I just left the house as Carter scored to go up 2-1 for Pittsburgh. I feel deflated just watching the highlights and just thinking about, a missed opportunity, a lost opportunity of holding home ice. And I think about what I said on the podcast last night where, I'm not worried about the goaltending. I might be now. Although we'll get into it. It's a little bit more complex than just Varley lost the game. It's a little bit more complex. But let's get into it. First goal, not very far in, 2-3 minutes in. Letang just kind of throws one from the point. It looked really soft at first. It did go oddly off of Ryan Pollock. So, it's... I'm not going to put that all on Varley. I do think that Varley did not track the puck very well tonight and hasn't tracked the puck very well in the series, even in Game 2 to an extent. Game 2. I think early on, he wasn't tracking the puck well. He seemed late to stuff, just not characteristic of what he's been like this year. And on the Letang goal, a little bit of that, but it would be worse. There would be worse goals. So 1-0 on a Letang goal. The Isles would get it back on... It is pretty fitting that I've been extremely hard on Scott Mayfield, and I probably missed what sounds like the best offensive game of his career because he was all over the score sheet. He gets one on a great little, fake shot, toe drag, rips it top corner. Again, glove side on Jari, 1-1 at that point. And, just a few minutes later, very reminiscent of 2019, what we did to the Penguins, but reversed. Every time they would score, we would get one right back. And a lot of the time it was Jordan Eberle. A lot different this time. Jordan Eberle is not scoring at all. And the Penguins are the ones doing the immediate responses. And that, to me, that is something the Islanders can't do. They can't, first of all, they can't really get into track meets with the Penguins. The Penguins had a lot of depth scoring this year, a lot more than people probably even think. And obviously they have the star power, so you can't get into a track meet with them. My heart is broken right now. The Jeff Carter one, though, it's a great shot. I think it's a bad pinch by Nick Leddy that creates an opportunity. It was a smart play around the boards by the Penguins. I don't know who it was down low in their own zone, but he lets it go instead of playing the puck. It gets all the way up to Gaudreau. The Islanders are a little bit off balance, probably thinking they weren't going to go ahead that quickly. And it's a good play by the Penguins. It's a great shot from Carter. I can't really put that one on Varley too much. So it's 2-1. That's where I step out of the house. So I did get to see a couple of our power plays. They were really bad. The early ones. I think the first two. So let's get into the parts of the game that I missed. So Jason Zucker, he gets his first of the playoffs. Really another one where Leddy is giving me headaches. I know, it's a little bit unfortunate the puck's bouncing around, but not tough enough on the puck. Not making it difficult for Zucker. This wouldn't be the only time tonight where the Islanders defense looked really bad. And I know this is the one that a lot of people were all over Varley for. And I will say, let's give credit where it's due to Zucker. It's a very clever shot. He looks like he's going to go to the backhand and uses Mayfield as a little bit of a screen and just tosses one on net. It goes top corner. Again, if you're from the Varley perspective, it's just not tracking the puck well. He didn't look like he had any idea where the puck was going on this one. It didn't look like he saw it at all. This is one that was not shot very hard. Like I said, it's a clever shot. At this point, Varley probably should have been on the cusp of getting pulled. Again, sometimes you pull your goalie just out of, change of momentum, something like that. The goals that Varley gave up, 2 of the 3 maybe he could have. And come playoff time, it's tough because you need those. So 3-1 after 2. I kind of wrote this one off. The Isles have really struggled to put together offense, and at this point, myself having not seen the goals, not seen the Zucker one that everybody seems to be up in arms about. I just, we had 1 goal through our last 5 periods, 2 goals in our last 5 periods, and I was like, well, whatever the goaltending is, that's not enough offense. And then the offense wakes up, and it puts the spotlight back on the goaltending. So, Clutterbuck gets one. Mayfield, great job just throwing it to the net. Again, the Islanders are better off doing simple stuff because they're not a skilled enough team to, do this ridiculous stuff they're trying to do sometimes on the power play where they have no idea what they're doing. They're just like passing it. It's always 1 pass too many on the power play. Anyway, I'm talking about a good thing. Clutterbuck chips it in. Great job by Cizikas, net front presence to slide it across. Clutterbuck scores. We get a power play goal. It's a clever little play by Bo. And, I think it's another example of, in the series, where the Islanders have had a few very simple shots that went past Jari on the glove side. I think the Islanders are going to get more creative, to get the offense going, are going to have to try something like what Zucker did and something like what Bo did here. Catch the goalie a little bit off guard. In usual Islander fashion, he would pass it across, but he kind of just rips it down low. He gets it through the 5-hole, and we have a power play goal, and it's tied at 3, and the Coliseum is, the Coliseum. It's electric. And it's 3-3, and not long after, power play goal for Carter again. This one hurts a lot. So this one, obviously not on Varley. It's a big defensive breakdown on the penalty kill. Cizikas went down in the corner after contact with a Penguins player. Can't get it out. Now he tries to get back into position, but he and Pelech go to the same spot up high in the the PK box, and nobody goes low, and so it's all day for Jeff Carter to pick out his spot and rip it from like way too close. And Andy Green tried to get there last minute. Not his fault. It's a miscommunication between Cizikas and Pelech. And it's 4-3. And with only about 5 minutes left, Clutterbuck gets another. And it's like, you can't lose a game where you get 3 goals combined from Mayfield and Clutterbuck. Clutterbuck just finds a way, again, a little bit of a net front presence from him, tips it in off of, I think, a Mayfield shot again. And congrats, Mayfield. You're our player of the game, I think. But, again, only, 2 minutes later, Tanev, I'm just used to saying, I don't know. Tanev bats one in, cleverly waits for the puck to get low enough, and then bats it in off of a rebound. And the Islanders lose. And, man, yeah, I am so deflated just with any knowledge of this game having happened. I would have PTSD. I would not be able to ever look at these highlights ever again if I didn't have to make sure that I knew what the goals looked like and stuff. But bigger picture, because this is dragging on a little bit. I would go Sorokin next game. And it's not even a full admission that it's all on Varley, because it's not all on Varley. There's some defensive lapses in there. You have to admit that. But I think Varley is not tracking the puck great. He's not making those... he didn't make the saves tonight that you wouldn't... In the regular season, if it went in, you're like, oh, but in the playoffs, you're like, no, that can't go in. So the ones that are kind of borderline can't happen in the playoffs, especially against the Penguins. And it just hurts to waste a game where the Islanders score 4 goals. And, I could wax poetic about how, this team is missing something. I think Jeff Capinelli said it, and he said it very well. And I don't agree with him on everything, but this Islander team, even with Anders Lee, was, getting by and playing well. But for them to make the next jump, they need a goal scorer. They need somebody to get the power play going, something like that. So yeah, that's the recap. I'd like to see Sorokin in the next game. I think he's just been more locked in of the two goalies. And I think the only line that's yet to get going now is the Barzal line, and it's getting really tough to watch Barzal struggle out there the way that he is. He's not getting any help. He's not playing great himself. It's just a waste of a line right now, and it'll be interesting to see. I think Barry goes with the same lines next game. I think, he's with these lines. They are finding ways to score in that middle six, especially, and now the fourth line joins the party. But I think that first line is going to continue to be a sacrificial lamb, and just draw, attention because Barzal's on it, and try to create better matchups for the middle six, which is working. But it is difficult to watch Barzy kind of just get shafted a little bit. Anyway, that's the video. We will see you after game 4, which I will be able to watch. And yeah, they got to win it. They got to win it. So, expect desperate hockey, in the same way that the Penguins put out desperate hockey in game 2. So, got to retain something out of this. Can't let it be the last game of the Collie. But we'll see you next time on Belmont Bunch. What a dour ending.